the hash rate is going up, and the difficulty is gonna keep on going up as well. Um, we could expect a spike in difficulty. So let me show you that's basically um, the difficulty of a year. So it's showing this, but in the next few hours you're gonna see, probably gonna see a spike in the difficulty, because this is just how it's set up to be, right? It's just the way the code was written since day one. So this is why when I was like, I'm like, why so people are surprised that the difficulty spike because this is how the system is designed. It's just based on math. If you just do the calculation, if you see the hash rate is high, that means the difficulty gonna be high because too many people are mining. It's just simple. So I don't understand why you have those news outlets saying, "Oh, the difficulty short is spike and make it more difficult for miners." This is the way it has to be. It's supposed to spike. So this is what I don't really understand. So now let's look at the mining profitability. We're gonna check. Hey, by the end of this video, guys, I have a few videos to show you. So wait, keep watching till the end so you could watch those videos, or you could I'm just gonna just copy them and paste them on the channel so you can watch them. Very valuable content. um I'm gonna look at the mining profitability. I was thinking about getting a miner, but the price now, right? The price is dropping and difficulty is going up. Here it is, guys. This is the S19 Pro, 110 terahash. This is barely making profit, just at 20 cents a day. That's crazy. Um, I know the price of Bitcoin is down, but when you really look at it, like with all this investment of like, this is like at a price of like, I think over 3,000, over like about 6,000. Let me check, like 10,000, 4,000 some places. It's just like it doesn't really make economic sense, like so anyways, so this is the profitability of these miners right now. And so this is a 110 terahash. Let's check the other ones. Yeah, guys, we have, this is the S19 XP at 6,900. This is Antminer website, and we have like the Ethereum miner dropping from 10,000 to 6,000. That's crazy. Now I don't know what this thing gonna mine now when they finally switch from proof of work to proof of stake. Um, and we have the S17 Pro at 1,000. I'm not sure, like I mean it's at like about like 50 terahash. Uh, to me it's pretty low. Like it's very hard to make profit with that. Um, and you have like I'll tell you the one I was most interested in was like the T9, Antminer T9. That's really at 1,000, and being able to generate heat with that, right? That's 84 terahash. That's close to profit. It's not really very profitable at the moment, but if the price of Bitcoin double, it will definitely, worth it. I think it would be in positive. But I mean, if so for somebody wanna try just get in, right? You don't wanna get in with high prices. You would just rather just wanna buy the Bitcoin instead of buying a miner for so high prices. Like I saw people buying like a miner for like 10 grand. That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, you can get a almost half a Bitcoin for that. Like, you know what I mean? So anyways, and also one of the things most people don't understand is that most of those miners, they're gonna go bust because yeah, look at energy prices. Right? Energy prices is crazy high. Like in Europe, like right now, it's like 10x the price of energy. It's crazy out there. So, anyways, I mean, like if you somebody wanna, uh, like really wanna do something like Bitcoin mining, you run it. Maybe you if you find really profitable to run it as a heater at your house, and then at the same time, you could use that heat, to heat your house, or and then also you can make some Bitcoin. That could be good because instead of just running a simple heater that just give you heat and don't give you anything, right? That's we see, so that's different. The fact that it can also give you Bitcoin, that's good side of it. Any after that, I mean, yeah, it's not necessary to buy a bunch of it, so be very cautious. I mean, really, make your own financial decision, like make your own research. But yeah, so and now, what else I have here? I'm gonna show you guys a few videos later, but let's check on the price of a year. This is the price. So it's crazy to see Bitcoin is at 20,000, 21,000 now. It's crazy because like it used to be, now it's 20,000, about 20,000 ranges. So it's crazy because just a year ago, right? Just a year ago, like prices used to be like at places like almost 70,000, right? Or close to 70,000. Now it's at 20,000. That's more than a discount. When you really look at it. So I mean, like more than three times down. Yeah, and I see that's why I stay try to stay away from social media and all those fear, all those things about people reinforcing the fiat system by you know reporting what they are doing there. I don't give a flying fuck what the hell a central bank is doing about the economy. Okay, so I mean, if you pay attention to that, then you don't understand Bitcoin yet. You have to do more research and understand what this thing is about, right? So your one single sat is more important than a fiat dollar they are pointing out of thin air, right? So that's why it's hard work. It's proof of work. That's why you see those money printers hate proof of work. They hate Bitcoin because they cannot print SAT, right? So you have to show me proof of work, and it's hard. And that's why you see a bunch of those miners. They're gonna get kicked out of the network, not because it's just because they won't be able to afford to stay on the network. Because I mean, if you're mining fancy, like you have using all expensive energy, you're not gonna be able to compete. You have to go on the landfill, right? So get like do real work, save the. I'm talking about protecting the environment, preventing, you know, like methane go to the atmosphere, right? So um, yeah, preventing the methane go to the atmosphere, not because I believe in that climate BS. It's just that I think if you have less like gas in the environment where you're breathing, the better the environment can be and the healthier you can be. That's what I think. But I don't believe in this, cleaning the climate, the environment just by printing money. That's just bullshit. Um, yeah, and because Bitcoin incentivize you to do this kind of good work and provide uh, benefit to the society, right? Using energy that's like that is being wasted, right? You see people going out there and you can heat your home with the extra energy from your miner. That's amazing. You can do some cooking on the miner using the heat. There's so much you can do um, by doing that. So that's what I love. Right? That's what I love, and that's what Bitcoin fixes. So, and when you see the prices, I mean, I don't really mind at those levels. It's just temporary, in my opinion. And if you look for like maximum, like the price of a year, you see, those are the levels from the back, from the past. And this is just the recap, just absorbing like the shock, right, from the market. And that's why if you're listening to the market all the time, you're basically losing the signal, right? You have to go out there sometimes, stay alone and meditate and ask yourself serious question. Is that really the value of this thing, right? So, and then you find the solution. You find the answer for yourself instead of listening to an idiot on YouTube or in a podcast. So, sorry for being a little bit toxic, but anyways, you know me, guys. Um, what else? Okay, let's just. I'm just gonna stop talking and let those legend talk, so you guys can learn from them too. So this is from the Lex podcast. So I give him credit for that. But yeah, I mean, um,
It's been 12 years, okay? More than 12 years since Satoshi Nakamoto created Bitcoin. And they haven't been able to stop it. They have tried. They have tried a lot. I wrote a long essay for Quillette on this. Like, why haven't governments been able to stop Bitcoin? And my thesis is essentially that there's been like this mix of different kind of technical, social, and economic and political incentives and disincentives that make it very difficult. And I think to me the best way to think about it is that Bitcoin's like a Trojan horse. So just to actually tell that story just a little bit, because I think it's important to understand the classical mythology tale. I find this very interesting.
Of the actual Trojan
of the actual
horse?
Trojan horse, yeah, which was told in the Aeneid actually by Virgil, right? And the idea was the Greeks had been like trying to take the city of Troy for like a decade at these like impregnable walls, and they couldn't do it. And Ulysses and the rest of the Greek army were like, we don't know what to do. So Minerva, the god of strategy and war, kind of like they get this idea from her, I guess, to actually try to use subterfuge and trickery to take over the city. So the idea is to, and this was sort of hatched by Ulysses, right, to put this horse together that would kind of be like a gift. So the idea was the Greeks just like pretended to leave, right? They deserted. They left behind one soldier and this horse. And the Trojans looked at it and they were like, "What's going on here?" And they brought in the soldier, and the soldier's like, "Look, they left. They're so sorry for all of the desecration and blood spill. This is their gift to you. It's honoring Minerva. It's like this trophy for you guys." Yeah. And there were actually people inside Troy, Cassandra, a prophet, as well as Laocoon, who was like a priest, who said, no, this is obviously a trick. This is obviously a trick. But they were like dispatched and ignored because the horse was like, it was just like so badass. So the Trojans were like, bring it in the city. So they brought it in themselves. No blood spilled at all, right? In the middle of the night, of course, what you realize is the horse was packed with Greek soldiers, and they come out and they let the army in, which was like hiding behind an island. So this idea that like something could be so attractive that you really can't say no, even if you know what's inside of it, is at play in Bitcoin. So like in Bitcoin has this number go up technology, right? It is what we call it in sort of shorthand, NGU, right? But what people don't realize is that NGU is like the Trojan horse. Inside the Trojan horse is FGU, freedom go up technology. So dictators and rogue regimes and corporations are going to buy, mine, tax, accumulate this thing because it's the best performing financial asset in the world. What they don't realize, or they're going to have to ignore, is that they're also aiding and abetting this freedom technology, which allows individuals to be sovereign and eventually erodes their power. There's no question that rogue regimes and bad actors have already used and will continue to use Bitcoin. The thing is, when you think about a North Korea or a Venezuela, and that government instructs some of its bureaucrats and cronies and officials to start stealing Bitcoin or accumulating it or whatever, for short-term gain to get around sanctions and use it to buy dollars or something like that, right? Which they can't get normally. Well, guess what? All those people who the regime has instructed to like figure this thing out and use it, they're all going to realize, oh my God, this is money the government doesn't control, and it's going to spread like a virus. Okay, so this is like the idea of the Trojan horse allegory. Why I think it's so important and powerful with Bitcoin. All the people talking about Bitcoin today on TV, they don't care about freedom or privacy. They just care about number go up. But what they don't realize is what's concealed within, and that's very, very powerful to me.
So the people talking about Bitcoin on TV are maybe investor types.
Professional investors, corporations, and soon governments. I mean, you just had today, this morning on CNBC, the leader of the Republican leader of the House of Representatives, a congressman, saying like we need to be pro-Bitcoin as a country. And the other day, Peter Thiel had a very interesting comment where he was basically like, let's not fall behind China in this race. So you have influential people in our government like sort of posturing for this like Bitcoin race that's going to happen in the next 10 years. You're going to see this. Countries are going to compete to stack Bitcoin. Absolutely.
So you believe the thing that's shiny and sexy like the Trojan horse is the number go up?
It's too hard to ignore.
And for to define that a little further, meaning is it does seem like the more people get excited and start using Bitcoin, the more its value grows. So it's just a good
feedback loop.
Yeah, it's a feedback loop. And then the reason you're excited about it, especially, is the
freedom go up.
Freedom go up, which is it ultimately gives power to the individuals to decentralize.
Yeah, I mean, like system. When Tesla stacks Bitcoin, they're just doing that out of self-interest. They think it's going to be a good inflation hedge. Fine, but what they maybe don't care about, don't realize, or they don't need to care. I mean, Bitcoin's power is it like co-opts people into promoting a freedom tool, even if they don't care about, or even if they hate freedom. It doesn't matter. So when Tesla stacks Bitcoin and the price goes up and more interest goes up and more people around the world are like, wow, Bitcoin, then more people get involved. Again, more adoption, more price, more developers, better user interface, more privacy tools, more mining, more network security. It's just this like positive feedback loop that continues to grow. And it will grow intensely in the next decade as we go through the adoption cycle. And the reason why I'm so excited about this is the human rights world, again, to get back to our previous conversation, is very hard to find people who have, the empathy or the altruism to actually make a difference abroad in places like China or Saudi Arabia or North Korea. People are very quick to they'll just quickly toss off the pretty words that they care about human rights as soon as profits come into play. So there's no alignment of incentives, right? The reason why Bitcoin is so powerful is that it aligns the incentives. All of a sudden, they can be as greedy as they want. They are being forced to promote a freedom tool. This I've never seen before, and it gives me a lot of like excitement. It's very refreshing because we've been laboring in the human rights space. And so you have to like raise money, and it's all like nonprofit work, and you're like begging for people to make a difference for you. Here you have this like incredible asset which people will accumulate out of self-preservation, self-interest, and greed, and yet it will strengthen the power of the individual. That is what we need to fight Big Brother. That's what we need to fight, like what I'm scared is happening in China, like this growing authoritarian state, which is powered by big data analysis. This is our way to fight back. And it runs on this like really interesting engine, again, that like takes advantage of our base nature as humans. Mm-hmm. And I know that it sounds terrible for me to say this, but I mean, ultimately, we are self-interested, and it is hard to get people to care about others living 1,000 miles away. We are kind of localized in our empathy. Speaking as someone who works to help people who live in like 100 different countries, it's very difficult to get Americans to care about what's happening in Belarus or in Kashmir. It just is. But guess what? They're going to definitely care about Bitcoin because they want to see their net worth go up. They want to do better for their family, etc. They're going to get into this thing, and it's really going to like make that powerful tool for everyone else who's using it. So this interplay dynamic is fascinating to me.
Yeah, I have to.
All right, guys, this is what I had for you today, and I'm gonna put on the other videos on the channel. You could go check them. You will definitely get more views on that. So very amazing. I like this guy. So Alex. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this show, and I'll see you again. This was Spike Over.